In this video, we will practice using the phrasal verb turn on. Like most phrasal verbs, turn on has more than one meaning. This video is part 2 of 3. If you would like to practice the other uses of the phrasal verb turn on, be sure to look at part 1 and part 3 of this series. There are links to those fluency practice videos in the description below. Before we begin, let's review some of the special qualities of phrasal verbs. The first question you should ask when learning a new phrasal verb is it separable or inseparable? That is it possible to place the object of the verb inside of the phrasal verb? Here's an example. Turn on. We can say turn on the computer, or we can take the object and put it inside of the verb, and we can say turn the computer on. Therefore, turn on is separable. Finding the answer to this question, separable or inseparable, is very important for 2 reasons. The first reason is that when you use a pronoun in place of an object, the correct position depends on whether it is separable or inseparable. Here's an example. We have number 1, turn on the computer. Number 2, turn the computer on. Number 3, turn on it. And number 4, turn it on. One of these is incorrect. Do you know which one? Did you guess number 3? That's right, but do you know why? Here's a rule. If a phrasal verb is separable, if you can place the object inside of the verb, when you use the pronoun, him, her, them, it, etc., you must place the pronoun inside of the verb. And that brings us to the other very important reason why you must know whether a phrasal verb is separable or inseparable. Sometimes a separable phrasal verb can mean something completely different from an inseparable phrasal verb with the same words. Here's an example. If we say turn it on, it clearly means something like starting a computer or a radio, or something that requires power to be used. If we say turn on it, that means something completely different. It means to betray someone. It means to change from liking or loving to hating someone. And many phrasal verbs work this way. If you want to practice turn on, meaning betray, find the link in the description. That's turn on part 3. So it's important to ask yourself every time you learn a new phrasal verb, is it separable or inseparable? Because there are not many easy ways to know by looking at the phrasal verb. Is it separable or inseparable? Unless the phrasal verb has more than 2 words. If a phrasal verb has more than 2 words, it is definitely inseparable. In this fluency exercise, we are going to practice turn on in a way you may not be familiar with, a way you probably don't know. This turn on means to excite someone in a sexual way, to arouse someone's sexual interest. Don't forget to look at the other fluency exercises that practice the verb turn on in other ways. There are links to those exercises in the description below. Speaking of the description, there is a transcript of the entire exercise in the description below, but don't read along while doing the exercise. This is a fluency exercise that focuses on speaking and listening. You cannot improve your listening comprehension and your fluency by reading. You have to push yourself by exercising your ears and your brain if you want to improve your listening skills and your speaking confidence. This is the perfect exercise for that purpose. And don't forget, you can do this exercise as many times as you like. In fact, you should do it until you feel comfortable understanding and responding. Here are a couple of vocabulary words that you may wish to become familiar with before doing the exercise. We have suggestive, which means something that makes you think of sex without being obvious, hinting of sex. We have the word courteous, which means polite or respectful. And we have the word erotic, which means something that causes sexual desire or sexual thoughts. Let's begin with the first problem. Just listen to me say a sentence in regular spoken English and try to repeat what I say. The suggestive advertisement turned on Mark. The suggestive advertisement turned on Mark. The suggestive advertisement turned on Mark. Can you do the inside position? Can you take the object and put it inside of the verb? The suggestive advertisement turned Mark on. The suggestive advertisement turned Mark on. How would you ask a basic yes/no question with that sentence? Did the suggestive advertisement turn Mark on? Did the suggestive advertisement turn Mark on? How would you answer no? How would you say no? No, the suggestive advertisement didn't turn Mark on. No, the suggestive advertisement didn't turn Mark on. Can you make a what question? What turned Mark on? What turned Mark on? What turned Mark on? The pictures in the magazine. The pictures in the magazine. The pictures in the magazine turned Mark on. Pictures in the magazine turned Mark on. Okay, let's do the outside position. Let's take the object of the verb and put it outside of the verb. The pictures in the magazine turned on Mark. Pictures in the magazine turned on Mark. Let's substitute Mark. What is Mark? He, she, it, you, they. Pictures in the magazine turned him on. Turned him on. Turned him. Turned him on. Turned him on. Turned him on. The pictures in the magazine turned him on. The pictures in the magazine turned him on. All right. Super duper job. Let's keep going. Okay, let's do another one. Courteous men turn on Lisa. Courteous men turn on Lisa. Can you do the inside position? Can you take the object of the verb and put it inside of the verb? Courteous men turn Lisa on. Courteous men turn Lisa on. How would you make a basic yes/no question with that sentence? Do courteous men turn Lisa on? Do courteous men turn Lisa on? How would you answer no? How would you say no? No, courteous men don't turn Lisa on. No, courteous men don't turn Lisa on. Can you make a what question? How would you make a what question? What turns Lisa on? What turns Lisa on? Okay, let's say handsome men. Handsome men. Handsome men turn Lisa on. Handsome men turn Lisa on. Okay, now let's do the outside position. Let's take the object and put it outside of the verb. Handsome men turn on Lisa. Handsome men turn on Lisa. Okay, now how would you substitute Lisa? What is Lisa? He, she, it, you, they. Handsome men turn her on. Handsome men turn her on. Turn her on. Turn her on. Turn her on. Handsome men turn her on. All right, fantastic job. Let's do another one. All right, here we go. The scene in the movie turned on Mike and John. The scene in the movie turned on Mike and John. Can you do the inside position? Can you take the object and put it inside the verb? The scene in the movie turned Mike and John on. Mike and John on. Mike and John. Mike and John on. Mike and John on. The scene in the movie turned Mike and John on. How would you make a basic yes/no question with that sentence? Did the scene in the movie turn Mike and John on? Did the scene in the movie turn Mike and John on? How would you answer no? No, the scene in the movie didn't turn Mike and John on. No, the scene in the movie didn't turn Mike and John on. Can you make a what question? What turn on? What turned Mike and John on? What turned Mike and John on? What turned Mike and John on? Okay, the answer is the movie trailer. The movie trailer turned Mike and John on. The movie trailer turned Mike and John on. The movie trailer turned Mike and John on. All right, can you do the outside position? Can you take the object and put it outside of the verb? The movie trailer turned on Mike and John. The movie trailer turned Mike and John on. How would you substitute Mike and John? Is that he, she, it, you, they? What is Mike and John? The movie trailer turned them on. 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 All right, this is a cinch. Let's do another one. The erotic story will turn on Mary. The erotic story will turn on Mary. Can you take the object and put it inside of the verb? The erotic story will turn Mary on. The erotic story will turn Mary on. Story will, story-ol. The erotic story will turn Mary on. The erotic story will turn Mary on. How would you make a basic yes/no question with that sentence? Will the erotic story turn Mary on? Will the erotic story turn Mary on? How would you answer no? No. The erotic story won't turn Mary on. No. The erotic story won't turn Mary on. Okay. Let's make a what question. What will turn Mary on? What will turn Mary on? What'll. What will. What'll. What'll turn Mary on? What'll turn Mary on? The erotic movie. The erotic movie will turn Mary on. The erotic movie will turn Mary on. Okay, let's do the outside position. Let's take the object and put it outside of the verb. The erotic story will turn on Mary. The erotic story will turn on Mary. Now let's substitute Mary. What is Mary? He, she, it, you, they. The erotic story will turn her on. The erotic movie will turn her on. The erotic movie will turn her on. The erotic movie will turn her on. All right, amazing job. One more, and then we're finished. The romantic music turns on Lisa and Mary. The romantic music turns on Lisa and Mary. Can you do the inside position? Can you take the object and put it inside of the verb? The romantic music turns Lisa and Mary on. The romantic music turns Lisa and Mary on. The romantic music turns Lisa and Mary on. How would you make a basic yes/no question with that sentence? Does the romantic music turn Lisa and Mary on? Does the romantic music turn Lisa and Mary on? How would you answer no? How would you say no? No, the romantic music doesn't turn Lisa and Mary on. No, the romantic music doesn't turn Lisa and Mary on. Let's make a what turn on question. What turns Lisa and Mary on? 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 Let's say the romantic evenings. Romantic evenings. Romantic evenings turn Lisa and Mary on. Romantic evenings turn Lisa and Mary on. Now let's do the outside position. Let's take the object and put it outside of the verb. Romantic evenings turn on Lisa and Mary. Romantic evenings turn on Lisa and Mary. How would you substitute Lisa and Mary? Romantic evenings turn them on. Romantic evenings turn 'em on. Romantic evenings turn them on. Romantic evenings turn 'em on. Turn 'em on. Romantic evenings turn them on. Romantic evenings turn them on. All right, amazing job. I knew you could do it. You may have noticed that when we were making what questions, it didn't follow the typical pattern of making a question. That's because this is a what subject question, which actually takes a different form from your typical questions. If you'd like more information about how to make what subject questions or who subject questions, then take a look at my How to Make Questions video, number 3. You're on your way to becoming a phrasal verb expert. If you found this exercise difficult, remember that you can do this exercise as many times as you want. You should do it until you feel comfortable with it. Like many phrasal verbs, turn on has several different meanings. Be sure to click in the links in the description to practice the other meanings of turn on. Did you find this exercise helpful? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can practice and improve your English even more. You'll be the first to get more useful English fluency exercises the moment I publish them. And consider pressing the like button because it helps my channel so much, and it lets me know that you would like to see even more exercises just like this one. Do you know someone who may benefit from this exercise? Share this video with your friends. They'll thank you for it later, and so will I. It's been so much fun practicing English with you today, and I can't wait to see you here again soon. But until then, goodbye.